Welcome back, guys. With altcoin season back in full swing, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite coins out there, VRA token. It has a ton of long-term potential and just showed a key chart pattern this past week. In this video, we'll briefly touch on recent news that has come out about VRA, then we'll dive into some charts, signals, and price predictions. Let's get started. So since we're going to be focusing more on chart and price analysis today, I'm not going to go too in depth into VRA's business model. It's just important to know that they play in the esports and video entertainment industry, and they focus on optimizing and improving the efficiency of digital ad spend from brands. So coming over here, I want to get into a couple news points that just dropped on Verasity. So first of all, they secured a couple of critical patents on their proof of view technology, which actually allows them to detect fake views and take the fake views out. And so kind of pairing that with this fact is really, really powerful. So fake views will cost the advertisement industry $400 billion this year. And so if, VRA is able to come with a value-packed proposition and really address this pain point, they have a serious advantage against others in the market. And the next point I want to point out is that they actually just got listed on StockTwits. So they have over 5 million users. So this is going to bring a lot of fresh eyes to the project, a lot of new opinions, and hopefully more trading volume. And the other cool thing to note is that they're actually rising continuously in terms of mentions on Twitter. If you're into crypto, Twitter is the place to be in terms of updates and community and crypto culture. And this is kind of where these coins start to gain momentum, start to gain a little bit more eyes on them and attention. So definitely interesting to point that out. And the other important thing to note is just that they have a ton of followers for their coin market cap. So they're above coins like Solana, who's way ahead of them in market cap. And I think, in total, they have around 300,000 social media followers, which is just pretty unheard of for a coin this size. But now that we've touched on some news, let's jump right into the charts. Alrighty, so here we have a daily candle VRA chart. Let's take a look at a few key levels and break some stuff down, and then look at price predictions and a few key indicators for VRA. So starting back here, obviously we can see that VRA experienced that kind of same parabolic run up that Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market had. Came up to that all-time high right around the same time as well in April. And then we saw kind of this steep decline, similar to the other cryptos in the industry. We can see it, test these moving averages. Right now we have the 5, 20, and 50 day up here on the chart. You can see it kind of tests, just never quite gets over that. And this looks pretty bad, but at the same time, we can actually learn a lot just by kind of applying one of these fib retracements. So if I put a fib retracement on our last serious bearish movement, we can kind of see that this was pretty much expected. It pretty much went as planned in terms of what the chart would indicate. So we can see a couple times when it first comes down, it's going to test these key fib levels, and it tests both the resistance and the support, and it continuously does that, as you can see, again and again. And then we try to break above this final fib level, can't quite do it, and then we head back down to find our low. So although obviously, would have been great if we could have just avoided that bearish run there with the other cryptos, but in terms of what would be expected from the chart, just about right. So this is kind of where things get pretty exciting when we see this trend right here. So we did find our low right around 0.6 of a cent, so under a full cent. But what's interesting about this pattern here, and if you look at charts, you might see this already, but we're seeing a pretty classic cup and handle here. So we're seeing that cup, and then the two-pronged handle you'll see is about right here. And why this is important is because usually when this happens, it's a pretty bullish indicator. So usually when you see this run up, this slow kind of maybe couple day decline, usually we see a pop back up to the upside. And that's actually starting to play out pretty well right here. So that's kind of what I'm really excited about, what I'm looking forward to, and why I'm watching VRA so closely. And so The next thing I want to touch on really briefly here is where can we expect to go from here? So a couple interesting ways to look at this. First of all, obviously this last month has been pretty incredible. I think that's about 230% right there, just a little bit shy. So it's been an awesome month. You're probably saying, well, hey, we already had our breakout. We've already had a run up. You're kind of late to the party. I would honestly beg to differ here. So if we look at where a fib extension would put us really fast, we actually have quite a bit of opportunity. So backed by that bullish trend of the cup and handle, we can start to kind of look at a few, next key resistance and support levels. So right now, currently, if you've been watching VRA, we're battling basically this exact fib level right here, just under, 4 cents? Just under 4 cents, we're battling that fib resistance level. If we break out of that and then see a movement up to this 4.2, that's when it really gets interesting, because if we break that 4.2, 4.6 and get up to that 5 level, even if we break these, maybe even if we break this one, that's really gonna start sending VRA searching for another resistance and support level. And in my opinion, I think that, short to midterm target, if we do break those fib levels, we're most likely looking at, something between, another 20 and 50% increase, which would put us, somewhere up here. So between the, 7 and 8 cent range. And obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an expert, but that's kind of just what I'm seeing right now. Wanted to get this out to you guys. I think long-term, this is a really good play as well. In such a good space, such a good team behind them. But in terms of short to midterm levels that we're looking at, it seems to be that we need to break this 4.2 fib level, as well as this 4.6 fib level. First, obviously, the first target in front of us is this 4 cent level. We gotta close 15-minute candles above that. We haven't done that yet. But once we break that next one, we're looking for a ride between 7 and 8 cents. And then obviously long-term, I'm super bullish and I'll be hodling. But in terms of, mid to short term, that's what we're looking at. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you got value out of the video, please like and subscribe if this kind of stuff is interesting to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.